Once upon a time, there was a great battle being fought. It was the biggest battle ever. Armies clashed on the field, weapons gleamed, and brave warriors fought side by side. But one soldier hesitated. His name was Arjuna. In front of him, he saw not an enemy, but his own family, his blood, his brothers, cousins, and friends. Seeing them on the other side, his heart pounded. He remembered the bond, the shared meals, the laughter, the dreams they had together. Now it felt like a nightmare. He lowered his bow. His hand trembled. Finally, he could not take it anymore. He sank down on his chariot. His shoulders slumped. Tears welled up in his eyes, and in a voice barely above a whisper, he said, "Oh, how can I fight my own people? How can I lift my bow against my own blood? I cannot do this. Oh, Lord, help me." And at that moment, Arjuna felt lost. He didn't know what to do. He couldn't fight. He didn't want to hurt his loved ones. The thought of causing pain tore him up inside. It was a pain worse than any wound, a pain that touched his soul. On the other side, the soldiers waited. They were ready for the battle. They held their weapons tight. They were eager to fight, except one. Their best warrior, Arjuna, was frozen. In his chariot, he couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. His mind was stuck in a dark tunnel of confusion and fear. As if sensing his turmoil, Krishna, who was driving the chariot, turned to Arjuna. He looked at the warrior, looked at his friend, and in his deep, resonant voice, Krishna said, "Why are you troubled, Arjuna? Why have fear clouded your heart? Remember, this body is just a vessel. The soul is eternal. So conquer your fear and fulfill your duty. Don't be distracted by the results. Just focus on the action." At first, these words were like arrows piercing Arjuna's heart. They were sharp, direct, honest. But then something incredible happened. His eyes started to clear. The darkness in his mind lifted a bit, and he began to see the truth in Krishna's words. The body may be just a vessel, yes, but the soul within is immortal. It never dies. Then why was he so afraid to fight? Why was he trembling like a leaf in the wind? Was it because he was scared of death? No, he, Arjuna, the great warrior, was afraid of pain. He was afraid of hurting others. But what was he doing? He was a warrior, wasn't he? Wasn't his duty to protect the righteous? To stand up for what was right? What was he supposed to do? Run away? Hide? Let evil win? No, he couldn't do that. Then he remembered another thing Krishna had once told him. He said, "Do your duty, stay fearless. The soul never dies." And in that moment, everything changed. Arjuna felt a new strength flow through him. It was the strength of clarity, the power of understanding. He straightened up in his seat. His eyes, which were clouded with fear, became sharp and focused. He took a deep breath, calming the storm within. And when he exhaled, it was as if a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. Then slowly, very slowly, he reached out his hand to take his bow. His fingers closed around the familiar wood. He felt its strength, its resilience, and as he raised the bow, the sun glinted off the string. It was a signal, a promise, a vow. He was ready to fight now. His heart was lighter, his steps surer, his gaze steadier. He knew what he had to do. He knew why he was here, and nothing, absolutely nothing, would hold him back. The sun climbed higher in the sky. Its rays touched the battlefield, turning it into a stage for the drama of life. On one side stood Krishna, his face a picture of serene strength, and on the other Arjuna, his features etched with resolve. Between them was the chariot, silent and still, bearing witness to the internal battle that had just been won. For in that moment, Arjuna realized something profound. The battle he had just won was not just on the physical plane, it was a victory of the spirit. It was a triumph of the soul over fear, of courage over doubt, of duty over desire. As the war drums echoed across the plains of Kurukshetra, carrying the rhythm of courage and sacrifice, Arjuna knew he wasn't just a warrior. He was a beacon of hope, a symbol of strength. He was a warrior of light. In the grand tapestry of life, where every thread tells a story, Arjuna's tale shines bright. His story reminds us that the greatest battles are often fought, not with weapons, but within the human heart. It whispers to us that fear and doubt are universal companions, but they need not be our masters. Every day we face situations that test our resolve, moments that challenge our spirit. Whether it's a daunting task or a personal struggle, we all experience Arjuna's torment. We all have to deal with the demons of hesitation and fear. Yet the story also gives us hope. It shows us that within each of us lies the potential for greatness. With Krishna by our side, guiding us with his wisdom, we too can overcome our fears and rise to meet our destiny. So when life's battles seem overwhelming and the path ahead appears dark, remember the tale of Arjuna. Remember the words of Krishna. And know that the greatest victories often start with conquering oneself. Let's take a moment to reflect on the timeless wisdom shared between Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna, the divine guide, and Arjuna, the seeker of wisdom and strength. Their conversation on the battlefield of Kurukshetra is more than just a historical event. It's a dialogue that resonates with every one of us who has ever grappled with the complexities of life. When Arjuna was consumed by fear and doubt, Krishna didn't scold him or berate him for his weakness. Instead, he offered guidance. He pointed out the impermanence of the material world and the eternity of the soul. Krishna reminded Arjuna that death was not the end, but a transition. These teachings are not confined to ancient India. They speak to the universal human condition. They touch upon questions that have echoed through the ages. What is our purpose in life? How should we deal with fear and uncertainty? What is the nature of existence? Krishna's words offer solace and strength. They provide a roadmap for navigating life's challenges. He encouraged Arjuna to perform his duty without attachment to the outcome. This concept of selfless action is a cornerstone of many spiritual and philosophical traditions. It calls for us to act with integrity and dedication, but without being driven by selfish desires or fearful of the consequences. The conversation also delves into the nature of the soul. Krishna described the soul as eternal, a divine spark that transcends the limitations of birth and death. This teaching offers hope in the face of adversity. It suggests that our true essence is indestructible and that we have an inherent connection to the divine. Most importantly, the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna is a testament to the transformative power of guidance and wisdom. Sometimes we all need a helping hand, a wise counsel to lead us out of the darkness of confusion. Krishna's role in guiding Arjuna is a reminder that we are not meant to walk this path alone. There is always someone or something that can illuminate our way. As we come to the end of our reflection, let's embrace the spirit of Arjuna's transformation. Let's acknowledge our fears and doubts, but also our inherent strength and potential. Let's seek guidance when we need it and offer it to others who are on their own journeys. And above all, let's remember the timeless wisdom shared on that fateful day on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. For it holds lessons not just for warriors, but for each one of us who seek to live a life of purpose, courage, and wisdom. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the eternal conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. If this story has touched your heart and inspired your soul, we invite you to show your support by liking this video. Your support means the world to us and will ensure that we continue to bring these timeless tales of wisdom to life. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on our new stories. Also, share this video with your friends and family. Let's spread the wisdom and positivity together. Until next time, may the eternal words of Krishna guide and inspire you on your journey through life.